Lopes, did she get back on? Do we know?
She's not here right now, but maybe she will log back in because she still has access to.
Okay.
This is still the same link that you received from the beginning.
Lopes,
Yes.
did she get back on? Do we know?
She's not here right now, but maybe she will log back in because
Okay.
she still has access to.
Okay. Okay.
This is
Good.
just
Okay. Chief's report. Captain?
Okay, so as far as our budget and financial report, we seem to be on target. There was no noted expenditures this month or last month, excuse me. So we seem to be on target there. You want to move on to activity and statistics?
Sure. Does anyone, you know, this, you've heard me say this before, and we are closing in on it. We're working with Holly and also Stacy Novus, but primarily Holly, to see if we can even get a clearer picture of our year-to-date budget report, and we will be presenting that next month, or at least presenting it for review and reaction, so that, you know, our whole focus, based on some of the comments that came out during our budget review, is to be in a position where we have a clear understanding as to where the department is regarding all elements of their expense budget, but in particularly salaries and overtime, so that you know, we will be having a focused version of that budget review next month. I'm sorry, Captain, go ahead. So at this point, certainly the numbers show we are essentially under budget in salaries, administration, and over budget in overtime, but the net of those two still shows we are under budget.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Activity and statistics. We had 3 arrests for January and 99 motor vehicle stops. Excuse me, 3 arrests for February and 99 motor vehicle stops. We had 1 auto theft of it was a car that was unlocked with a key fob inside it. It was recovered within hours in New Haven. So that's been returned. We had 1 car that was rummaged through. Some sunglasses were taken. And we had a catalytic converter theft from a delivery van from Edible Arrangements. So we're investigating that. We had
I've got a question. Excuse me.
Sure.
What neighborhood was the car theft from? Do you recall?
That was from near Silo Hill, up that way.
Okay.
Okay. In September 2021, a stolen car from North Madison was recovered in Milford. The vehicle was processed and DNA was recovered for an unknown offender. A 19-year-old male out of Waterbury was developed as a suspect. We are waiting for the lab to match the unknown DNA to the suspect. So we're waiting to hear from that. We had 3 shopliftings last month. As a male subject committed the 3 shopliftings, totaling approximately $1,200. A suspect was developed and interviewed by officers, and he admitted to the incidents in Madison. And he also confessed to shoplifting in North Haven and in Clinton. And an arrest warrant is being submitted to the court for this particular person. That's pretty much it as far as activity for the month. Training, Lieutenant York.
Good evening, everyone. So for the month of February, officers in Mass Police Department participated in a total of 282 hours of training. Training consisted of 3 hours of de-escalation use of force training. The other one was our annual 2-hour review of our bias-based policing, our review of our policy, and that's against the Racial Profiling Prohibition Act of 1999, that every officer must take this training every year. 1 officer completed crisis intervention training, which is a 40-hour course, which is about de-escalation tactics when involving individuals going through mental illness. 2 officers completed their mandatory EMR certification. 1 officer completed their collect NCIC recertification. And then Sergeant Roy, Officer Gonzalez completed their mandatory SWAT training, and Officer Foyto and Officer Dubé completed their K9 training.
Is this training, are they moving back into a classroom environment? I presume they might not be able to do with the
Yes,
dogs.
Yes, a lot of these specialty trainings now are going into the classroom, back to the classroom. We're still utilizing the Daigle online to get officers their credits for recertification, but a lot of the specialty classes now are all moving to in-person, which is a good thing. Officers learn better, especially with the specialty classes in person. Get hands-on stuff and everything.
Okay.
Okay. Monthly traffic report, Lieutenant York.
Yep. So for the month of February, there were 20 reported motor vehicle accidents with 2 involving injuries. Leading cause of the motor vehicle accidents involved deer strikes, following too closely, and unsafe movements. There was 1 driving under the influence accident, which led to arrest that involved no injuries. And there was 0 fatal motor vehicle accidents. And there was 2 private property accidents. And we did not assist the state police with any motor vehicle accidents on 95 in February.
Okay.
Next, community calendar. We have nothing new to report for the month of February.
Maybe it's too early. Do we anticipate we're going to have the regular summer community calendar, 4th of July parade, Memorial Day parade? I mean, is that all back
Yes.
on schedule?
So I had spoken to the organizers of the Memorial Day Parade. We had tentatively scheduled a meeting to organize, but they canceled the meeting. One of the organizers became ill. That meeting has not been rescheduled as of yet, but I anticipate that it'll be rescheduled soon.
Okay.
So that's the Memorial Day Parade. That's what we anticipate coming up. One of the larger events that's coming up next. And as far as we know, the 4th of July is still on, provided there's no, further, outbreaks or variants, etc. Okay.
Oh, can I interrupt for a second? Holly, I got a text from Al saying that he's stuck in the public waiting room. You're muted, Holly.
He should be a panelist now.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Oh,
Good evening, thank you.
Thank
Sorry
you.
for the interruption.
Yeah, good to get you out of the waiting room. Sorry, we have, this was our technical hurdle marathon meeting. So thanks for being patient with us. I'm sorry, go ahead, Captain. We're just wrapping up the community calendar aspect of the budget, the agenda, excuse me. But it sounds like we are slowly getting back into
Yes.
2018, maybe?
Yes, it
Hopefully.
does seem that way.
Good. Okay. Regional shared services. I know there are some things that we hope to be able to talk about at a near-term commission meeting, but I understand that has not, nothing material has developed as yet. So that is still a pending item. Correspondence?
No correspondence, sir.
Okay. Traffic issues? Tom, anything?
No, everything seems to, we haven't had enough snow to cause any issue. There's been no problems with overnight parking. I have an ongoing dialogue with John Iannacco about a crosswalk at the western end of the island by the fire department, whether or not that is feasible or not. That's the only area for the whole island network that doesn't have an electrical or a water line underneath it, which has been a disruptor for any progress moving forward. And it's just an exploratory issue on my part, that since we're the only town that does not have a crosswalk anywhere in that area, this would seem like perhaps the right thing to do to keep our public awareness of what we're trying to accomplish. John is going to try and develop some numbers, and then we'll run it through the process of seeing whether it really makes any sense or not.
Good, thank you. New business.
New business. So per our discussion last meeting in reference to the 36% reduction in stolen cars, I know the commission had recommended that I reach out to the media. I contacted the media, and an article regarding this topic was written in the source. If you didn't see it or read it, we can email it to you. It was definitely positive news for the department and the community. It came out on February 24th, 2022. So it really was a positive reflection on the police department working with the community. So that was something positive.
I think it is included in the packet of information, but my only comment is I thought it was a terrific reflection on a kind of a police community engagement, and my urging is to look at other opportunities that might present themselves, whether it's working with the school resource officers or some other events. I mean, I know we've always gotten generally positive press. Certainly, sometimes it hasn't been as positive, depending on the circumstances. But I thought this was just terrific, and also it wasn't fluff. It was effective. I mean, when you look at the numbers, it was effective. So, there might be other things. You mentioned shoplifting. Is there something we can do with the police department, linking with, store owners to be on the alert, or just, here's something you should be aware of, and, alert your cashiers to, or your sales staff to. But anyway, it's just, I'm delighted you reached out to the press with that. I had a couple of people mention it to me privately.
Great.
Captain, one of the suggestions that I got from some people who read the article, first of all, they were very pleased, and they suggested that perhaps in a month, we've got daylight saving time coming in over the weekend. The weather's getting a little bit warmer. If we just remind people we're getting back to the time when people may venture out with warmer weather, less snow, less bad weather, to see what they can accomplish with loose cars and doors being open. So I would suggest you remind the public we're on a roll. Let's keep it that way, but they have to participate.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Next, our car cameras. So the company Safe Fleet came to the police department a week ago to train officers and our local people, Communications Plus, who fit our cars out, on how to use the dash camera system that's being installed in the police cars. Communications Plus is here. They were trained on it. They are now in charge of installing the remainder of the cameras in the police cars. They were here today, and they installed our 4 newest cameras. So we're making some headway there with the dash cameras. Next, our police recruit, Mark Wells, is, as you know, is in our.
Excuse me, Captain, can I just ask you the cameras?
Sure.
So is this with the officers who are obviously using them? say these new cameras are better, worse, or about the same as the old ones?
Some mixed reviews. To be fair though, they haven't gone out consistently for people to get a real good feel. I think I'd reserve judgment for now, but just looking at them, I think they are a much better product. But we'll see how it plays out. We'd like to get all the cars fitted, get everybody out there in the field.
Okay.
It's a little early on to say.
No, but it's fair. But if you could just look at it's the camera system needed to be upgraded.
Yeah.
But if you could just kind of table 90 days out when they're fully installed and they've had a chance to use them,
Sure.
give us a scorecard.
Will do. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, so recruit Mark Wells, as you know, he's in the Bridgeport Police Academy. We got a call the other day that recruit Wells is performing very well. He's actually at the top of his class currently. I know he still has a few months to go, but he's doing very well. I wanted to report back on that. And that's all I have for new business, sir.
Okay. I think we've covered correspondence. Commissioner comments before we go into the fog of executive session.
None here.
Yep. Hey, Marietta,
I
anything?
have no comments except I'm ready to go back to in-person meetings.
Okay. Ann?
Yeah, I just wanted to share that I am on the Marijuana Legislation Advisory Committee, ad hoc committee for the town, along with Captain Harkins. And we're having a public hearing on next week on March 15th. So I encourage all interested parties to come and make their voices heard.
And should that be part of an agenda item for us?
It
mean, a
could be, we
regular
could
agenda
put it
item?
on the agenda, and if we have something to bring up, we could do that. I mean, Captain Harkins, I haven't spoken to you about this, but I don't know if we would want to get together and before the next meeting and share whatever information we
Sure.
have.
I like
There's
that.
a meeting of the committee happening right now that I told them I couldn't attend because I'm here, so.
Same here.
Okay, Captain, why don't we, and Holly, why don't we just put that as for the next,
Yeah, I
several
would say the
months,
next
but-
little while.
Yeah.
The committees, the ad hoc committees only plan to be in existence for about 2 months or so. So I think put it as a standing item and then we'll remove it when
Yeah.
it's no longer
Okay.
necessary.
Good, thank you. Jude, any comments?
No comments, thank you.
Good, and as I said, I apologize for some of the confusion, and hopefully if we can go back into executive session, it will be brief. We are, I recognize the complexity of the grievance, but would like to go into the executive session. There's one other item to consider as well. And Al, if you're certainly welcome to join us in executive session, given what we're discussing. So
Okay. Thank you.
if you have the availability, please attend. So Holly, let me make a motion to
Motion to adjourn, go into executive session.
Thank you, Tom.
You're
Second.
welcome.
Okay. Judge, Holly, how can we manage this now?
That was a serious question, Ed, right?
That's right. Holly, you're muted.
Press the button. I will end this for all of us, and then I'm going to send out 1 minute. I will send out a new link for just the people here. for the executive session.
Okay,
Okay, it'll just take a moment.
thank you. So we're gonna leave this meeting.
We're leaving this meeting.
Right.
You'll all